who your ex goes to for advice before the breakup is going to make a difference. And temporarily, a lot of times, but I want you to kind of hear me out on this one. Usually, when someone looks for advice on a breakup, they're already leaning some sort of a way. So they're going to seek out people that they think are going to kind of boost their side of the story here. So they're going to present the argument kind of leaning towards whatever they want. And usually it's a breakup. So they're going to tell the person their side and not necessarily the entire story. And so they're probably going to get the advice of, yeah, go ahead and do it. You need to be happy. This is your time, whatever the advice is. So it's important to recognize that most people, when they go for advice, already have something in mind where they want this to go. And they aren't usually going to pick the people that are going to let them weigh the pros and cons and really think about it, give it a little bit of time and kind of see where they want to go. So a lot of times, if the person they go to, you say to yourself, oh, they're not a friend of the couple, they're a friend of this person, and they're probably saying, oh yeah, like leave them, forget about it, like this is the end here for this person. You're gonna feel like betrayed by this person at some level. But this is only temporary, because most of the time, once people have a breakup, they are going to think for themselves. So you know yourself. If you want somebody back, I don't care how many people tell you, no, forget it, you're better off without them, they're no good for you, you're probably not going to take their advice. You're probably going to go for what it is that you want. So most people are exactly the same way. But it's not uncommon for a person to go for advice from people that they think are going to give them the feedback that they want. So you might even say to yourself, they're pulling away from like the family members that are telling them, hey, this is not a great idea. Like, you guys have a good thing going. Why don't you try to work it out? They're going to shy away from those people. So when you see them pull away from the couples that you usually hang out with, the family members that really want you guys together, and they start going towards the people that you feel like, oh, this was never like our friend anyway, or this was always kind of a person that wanted them to be single and is okay now with them being single, especially in a dysfunctional family. They're much more likely to want that person with them in that dysfunction. So don't be surprised that they go to the people that are not as stable as some of the other couples you may have in your life. So it's very common for someone to break away and go with the crowd that you don't necessarily want them with, not the people that are going to be kind of pushing them back in, saying, look, give it some time. Try some other things first. If you're unhappy, look at your job, look at, your health and wellness. Like, look at other things first before you go ahead and blow up this couple, because it's not necessarily where they should be going. But it's very common for them to already look in the direction of people that they think are going to support where their mind is already leaning. So who they go to for advice before a breakup is very important. It makes a difference. But remember, they've already kind of had something in their head, and they kind of want that person to back them on it. So, and this is, like I said, this is most of the time temporary, because if someone is going to continuously listen to the advice of people that are not looking out for their best interest sometimes, then there's nothing you can do about that. Hopefully, because they're on the fence at the breakup, yes, they're going to go to the people that may back them and say, yeah, go in that direction. Like, you've done your job here. Go be happy. Go do whatever you want to do. After a little bit of time after the breakup, the person has to sit with, was this the right decision? And should I have listened to that advice? And why did I listen to that advice? Probably because they wanted to hear that advice at the time. But then that's not going to stop them from coming back if they are going to come back in your life. So don't feel like just because someone guided them in a certain direction, that after some time after the breakup, if they really do reconsider getting back together again, that's not going to stop them. So there's a lot to this. I know. So it's okay.